Well, I'm back with another pod test. Finally, the Ukrainian pod number 3 is ripe. I've been waiting patiently for this damn thing to ripe. I've been waiting for the big one to ripe that I showed you earlier, the real long one, and it's about half ripe, and I'm just sick of waiting. So I'm going to do the other one that's just like it, just a little bit shorter. It's that one. It's a pretty nice pepper. Looks nice. I don't know what it tastes like. The other one's about maybe that long, quite a bit longer, a little bit fatter. So I guess I'll get right to it. I have a feeling this is the one where the seed packet says the sharp, bitter flesh, and that doesn't sound good to me at all. Sounds not good. So I'm going to cut this thing open and see if this is the one they're talking about, because the other two weren't bitter. They did have really tough flesh, but they weren't even close to being what I would consider bitter. So let's cut this baby open. I guess I cut it a little off, but looks like a cayenne or anything like that. That's what it looks like. Big old seeds. Smells like a jalapeno. We shall see. As long as it isn't bitter, can't be too bad, right? I've got a couple reviews coming up I'm going to do one for one of my subscribers' sauces that she makes, her homemade special magic sauce. So that'll be coming up pretty soon. And I got another one called squid vomit. Yeah, you heard me right. Squid vomit. Just the name kind of gives you an odd feeling, doesn't it? And it looks like squid vomit. That's the funny part of it. It's got chunks of all kinds of stuff in it, and I don't know. Hard to be appetizing with a name like that, but we'll see. One of my subscribers sent it to me to test. It's not his sauce. It's a sauce he's promoting for someone else, I guess. And I'm going to down it. See what it is. As long as it's got extract in it, which it doesn't, I'll give it a shot. So, I don't know about eating this whole pepper. We'll see how it tastes. I'll eat the fat end first. Well, the skin's not as tough as the other ones. Instant burn. Not horrible, but it's right there. Oh boy, this one's ramping up fast. I mean fast. Very sweet. Just like the other ones, really sweet red flesh, and the heat's coming on strong. This one's much hotter than the other ones. Woo! Actually really tasty. This one's really good. Wow. Outside of my lips and everything is on fire. This one might even give me hiccups. It's a little snappy. Tastes good. I don't know where they got the word translation bitter from on that seed pack, but not one of these was bitter. Not even remotely bitter. Just very sweet, and it's got a very funky taste, and I can't think of what it is. I can't match it to anything. It's really good. It doesn't taste like a bell pepper. It tastes a little bit like the sweetness of a red bell pepper, but it doesn't have that real overwhelming bell pepper flavor. Oh, it's hotter than hell. My mouth is on fire. Everything, my entire mouth, not the throat, is just glowing hot. Time for more. Wow. I think that's the best of the three just for eating. That one you could actually sit and munch on. Wow, really tasty. Chewed up really easy. The skin was really tender, not tough or sharp and cracky where you really got to crack through it. Holy cow, that's an excellent pepper. And it is hotter than hell. Considering the heat of the other ones, I mean, it's not a super hot, but ooh, it hurts. My mouth is on fire. Under my tongue, over my tongue, the roof of my mouth. both cheeks. I'm drooling like crazy. And it's even got my lips, the insides of my lips in this corner here. I must have brushed some on it. Wow. Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise. Nice heat. Now I feel it trailing, getting a death trail down my throat. It's not up here though, just a little bit, but it's not really super painful like a super hot or a ghost pepper or anything like that. But that's some pretty damn good heat to it. That one's worth growing because they're huge too. There isn't a lot on the plant. There's probably 3 or 4 on both, between both plants, and one of them's massive. Wow, it's still giving. Ukrainian pod number 3. No idea what it's called. From everything I've heard, wow, it hurts to talk. Everything I've heard from my subscribers, you guys, translating that package for me, is bitter, sharp flesh. One of the guys told me a name that he thinks it was a name. I don't remember what it was. Some odd name. Wow, definitely hot. That's a keeper right there. The other ones would be good for, the second one I ate, number 2, that would be good for drying and roasting. Really thick walled, like even thicker than a jalapeno. Sweet. A lot of meat to it. Good flavor. The first one, I can barely remember the first one. The first one was pretty decent. Wasn't as sharp and tough a skin as the second one. Had some good qualities to it too. But this one's the winner of all 3, I think. This one you could actually just eat. You could cut it up and put it on a salad, put it raw on things and eat it raw without having to process it. I must be in wimpy mode or something. This one hurts like hell. My mouth is killing me, and I know it's not a super hot, but damn. I know it's an annuum. I could smell it. But I guess some of them really get you anyhow, though. Wow. They sting. It's more of a sting than a burn. It's more like somebody's whipping the crap out of your tongue and mouth. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to taste anything. I just went out for pizza and had a killer pizza, and I couldn't taste anything. I had something yesterday coming up, a cold or something. It went away. I don't really have it. I'm congested. You can probably hear it. Lost sense of taste completely, just out of the blue. Well, it's peaked now. It's not really getting any worse. It's just stinging like hell. So I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'd use that in. You could use it in damn near anything, so it'll grind up really good. You could easily make a chili paste out of it. That's what I would probably do with it. Make a hot sambal or a chili paste, something like that. Would be excellent, so it would grind really good. There's quite a bit of meat on it. It wasn't a thin-walled pepper at all. It had a pretty thick wall to it, so you get a lot out of them. But I don't know how many peppers the plant will actually produce when it's full size. The peppers are almost 1.5 times, 1.5, or I guess 3/4 of the length or the height of the whole pepper, or the whole plant. If I can spit that out. The peppers are 3/4 the length of the height of the plant. That's what I meant to say. So I let it flower a little early. I probably should have pulled them. Let the plant get strong. I can barely hold up the peppers, so we'll see what it does if I keep it growing and if it stays alive through the next cold months, couple cold months here. But otherwise, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in a day probably tomorrow. See you later.